It's late afternoon, and a quiet hum fills the cafe. You step inside, greeted by the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee. The barista turns to you, smiling warmly. The usual, they ask, their voice smooth and pleasant. They move with precision, each motion effortless, deliberate. There's something comforting about their presence, the way they anticipate your order before you even speak. But then a small flicker, an almost imperceptible delay in their response. The realization sets in. This is not a person. For a brief moment, you hesitate. The hands that prepared your coffee with such care aren't made of flesh and bone. The warmth behind the smile isn't human. And yet, everything about this interaction feels natural, eerily so. You take your cup, stepping back into the world outside. But the thought lingers. If synthetic humans can blend into our daily lives this seamlessly, where does the human experience begin? And where does it end? Artificial intelligence has already reshaped. It powers the algorithms behind our social media, helps doctors diagnose diseases, and even generates art and music. But these advancements have, until now, been confined to the digital space. That's changing. Synthetic humans are no longer confined to the realm of science fiction. They exist, serving as receptionists, customer service agents, and even caregivers. Their faces are becoming more expressive, their voices more natural, their ability to understand us more refined. But this raises an unsettling question. If they can replicate human presence so perfectly, how will we know where the line is? For years, the defining trait of artificial intelligence has been its distinction from us, an unmistakable separation between machine and man. But as synthetic humans step into physical spaces, that distinction is blurring. Companies are racing to create humanoid robots that can hold conversations, read emotions, and interact with us in ways that feel deeply personal. Some are designed for companionship, built to provide comfort and emotional support. Others are entering the workforce, replacing roles once thought to require a human touch. At first glance, this may seem like a technological marvel, machines designed to assist us, not replace us. But history has shown that when new technology enters the world, it doesn't simply exist alongside us. It reshapes the very fabric of society. And as we move closer to a reality where synthetic humans are indistinguishable from us, one question remains. What happens when the artificial becomes impossible to tell apart from the real? A hospital corridor, sterile and quiet. A nurse moves from room to room, adjusting for drips, checking vital signs, offering reassuring words. Their presence is calm, methodical, tireless. But beneath the uniform, beneath the lifelike skin, there is no heartbeat, no fatigue, no human frailty. The nurse is synthetic. This is not a distant future. In some places, it is already happening. Humanoid robots are being introduced, assisting the elderly, monitoring patients, even offering emotional support. In Japan, robotic companions comfort those who live alone. In China, AI-powered teachers conduct lessons. In the United States, digital assistants field customer service calls, responding with voices nearly indistinguishable from a real person. The boundary between human and machine is thinning, and yet, these entities are not conscious. They do not think or feel as we do. But does that matter when they perform the job just as well? Or even better? Advancements in artificial intelligence have allowed machines to replicate human conversation with stunning accuracy. Some can detect emotions, respond with empathy, even engage in long-term conversations that adapt to personal details over time. AI-generated faces now appear in advertisements, live streams, even social media profiles, convincing enough that many people never realize they are not real. A decade ago, the idea of interacting with synthetic beings in daily life seemed far-fetched. Today, it is becoming routine. But how close are we to a world where synthetic humans are more than just a novelty? The answer lies in the rapid evolution of robotics, deep learning, and neurotechnology. Scientists are developing artificial skin that mimics human touch, allowing machines to feel pressure, temperature, even pain. Neural networks are training synthetic voices to exhibit subtle inflections, capturing the nuances of human speech. Some researchers are exploring ways for machines to form memories, to learn and evolve beyond their original programming. The question is no longer whether synthetic humans will integrate into society, but how deeply. If they can provide care, companionship, and even creativity, will we reach a point where we prefer them over each other? And if that happens, what does it mean for the nature of human connection itself? A child sits cross-legged on the floor, staring at the figure across from them. The synthetic human tilts its head, mimicking curiosity. "Tell me a story," the child says. Without hesitation, the synthetic begins. Its voice is warm, expressive. Every pause, every inflection carefully calibrated to feel natural. The child listens, enraptured. To them, this is not a machine. It is a friend. We have always sought connection, forging bonds through language, touch, and shared experience. But what happens when the things we connect with are not human at all? The more lifelike synthetic beings become, the more they tap into something deeply psychological, our need for companionship, for validation, for something that understands us. Studies show that people already form attachments to AI companions. Some confide in chatbots, seeking comfort without fear of judgment. Others interact with digital personas, building relationships that exist entirely in the virtual world. If synthetic beings can listen, respond, and even provide emotional support, do they become something more than just machines? Across the world, industries are beginning. Some companies are creating hyper-realistic AI influencers, building followings of millions who engage. Others are designing synthetic companions for those struggling with loneliness, offering conversations that adapt and evolve over time. Even in workplaces, humanoid robots are being integrated, collaborating with human employees, responding to humor, frustration, and praise. These systems do not feel, yet they are designed to act as if they do. And for many, that illusion is enough. But there is a deeper dilemma. If we begin to rely on synthetic humans for emotional support, entertainment, or even friendship, what does that mean for our real-world relationships? If an artificial being can provide the perfect response, the ideal conversation, will we start to prefer them over the unpredictability of human connection? And if so, at what point do we risk losing something fundamental about ourselves? A boardroom filled with executives. At the center of the room stands a synthetic human, delivering a presentation with precision. It never stumbles over words, never hesitates. It analyzes data in real time, offering solutions before problems even arise. The attendees nod, impressed. This is efficiency beyond human capability. But as they watch, a question lingers. What happens when perfection replaces the imperfect? For decades, automation has reshaped industries, replacing repetitive tasks with machines. But synthetic humans represent something different. They are not just tools, they are designed to replace human presence itself. In factories, humanoid robots are assembling products faster and with greater accuracy than any worker. In offices, AI-driven assistants handle scheduling, analysis, and decision-making with flawless execution. And in entertainment, digital performers are starring in films, hosting live streams, even writing music, without fatigue, without ego, without limits. The benefits are undeniable. Increased productivity, lower costs, fewer errors. But there is an underlying shift that extends beyond economics. If synthetic humans can work longer, perform better, and adapt faster than their human counterparts, will businesses begin to see human workers as liabilities? Already, AI-generated customer service agents are replacing call center employees. Automated cashiers are replacing retail workers. And as technology advances, even roles that once seemed uniquely human, like leadership, art, and innovation, are being questioned. Some argue that synthetic humans will enhance our lives, taking over menial tasks and freeing us for higher pursuits. Others warn of a future where jobs are scarce, where human labor becomes obsolete. But perhaps the most unsettling question is not about economics but identity. If synthetic beings outperform us in every measurable way, what does that say about the value of human effort? And in a world where artificial intelligence can think, create, and even lead, what will be left for us? A child reaches out, their small fingers brushing against the synthetic hand before them. It is warm, engineered to mimic human skin, even down to the subtle texture. The synthetic human smiles, an expression carefully crafted to convey comfort. "I'm here for you," it says. And in that moment, the child believes it. But does belief make it real? As synthetic humans become more advanced, the boundaries between artificial and organic blur. They can listen, respond, even learn from experience. Some argue that consciousness is just a pattern, memories forming from repetition. If machines can replicate that process, at what point do they stop being mere simulations and start becoming something more? Could they ever possess awareness, emotions, or a sense of self? These questions are not just theoretical. Researchers are already experimenting with AI models designed to mimic human intuition, to dream, to reflect. Some believe that with enough complexity, synthetic minds could eventually claim their own form of sentience. Others argue that no matter how advanced they become, they will always be imitations, sophisticated reflections of humanity, but never truly alive. Yet, as we interact with them, as we form attachments. Does that distinction even matter? If a synthetic friend, partner, or mentor can fill the same role as a human, does it need to be real in the way we define it? Perhaps the real question is not whether synthetic humans will replace us, but how they will redefine us. As we shape them, they in turn shape our perceptions of intelligence, of emotion, of what it means to be alive. In the end, the future of synthetic humans may not be a question of technology, but of choice. How much are we willing to accept? And when the line between human and artificial finally disappears, will we even notice? This video has come to an end, but the discovery continues. Check out more content on the channel and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you for watching.